I've always been confident of my looks, my body, my beauty. Friends would say, Orlene, you define confidence? Men called me beautiful, sexy, desirable. But none stayed. My longest relationship in university? 8 months. At work, the men were great dates, but never the one. Was I just eye candy? A +1? None of these guys were the committed husband material that I was searching for. So where's your man? What's wrong with you? Why aren't you married, Orlene? My grandma, my aunts, they all asked. I always thought, Mr. Right will soon come along. Or maybe I'll go find him. Turns out, I didn't need to find him. I didn't even need to seek him out. He was right there, in front of me, all along. He was tall, many shades of brown darker than me, and very handsome. There was a swagger in his steps, always. Jovial, engaging with colleagues, respected by his peers and superiors alike. Crossing office foyers during my corporate consulting job, I often saw him. Our worlds collided often, weekly almost, and every time he was a gentleman, always respectful. On a purely platonic level, I respected him. I admired the decency of the man he appeared to be. His signature black suits and white shirts added elegance. His dark sunglasses added mystique. We exchanged shy smiles for months. 4 months, maybe more. We never shared a boardroom, but often the same floor, the same air. Then one day, I left a client meeting early in the afternoon, turned the corner toward the elevators, and there he was, standing alone, waiting. I see you at my client sites often. Do you work for a consultant like I do? I said, looking at him. He turned fully to face me. Without his sunglasses, I saw them, the contrast of the white and the very dark brown of his eyes. They were enchanting. No, I don't, he said. I work for AB Technologies. I see you often too, he added. Grandma, nothing's wrong with me. Men do see me, I thought. With his suggestion, we took the elevator going upwards and rode back down to the ground floor. Good idea, I thought, because some elevators were not working. As we departed the elevator on the ground floor, and as if choreographed, we looked at each other. Bye, we said together. He added, see you next week. See you, I replied. 2 months later, and we're having coffee in the lobby shop. A spark ignited, and dates followed. Several dates. A couple of months later, he asked me to be his girlfriend. A year later, he proposed. A year and 3 months after that, I was a stunning bride. His wife. But, on our wedding day, did he plan to say, Orlene, I do take you as my wife, while secretly planning to say to another woman, I will have you too. By pure chance. One night, several years into our troubled marriage, he abruptly got up from the sofa while we were watching TV. Covering his behind with both hands, he dashed to the bathroom. I could hear him groaning. He must be having diarrhea, I thought, so I shouted, Are you okay? Yeah, this came suddenly, he said. Could it be something that you ate? I asked. Don't know, he responded, grimacing in pain. I have to take a shower after, he said. I looked over to where he was sitting, intending to see that he had soiled the sofa. And there it was, his phone, unlocked, face up. A picture of a beautiful woman on the screen. Disappointed that he was probably watching porn, I picked it up and froze. This was not porn. It was worse. It was a chat between him and another woman. I scrolled up, desperate to find the first message, but I was naive. There were months of messages. I gave up scrolling. Instead, I grabbed my phone. I started gathering receipts, taking frantic pictures of his screen. Before he came back from the shower, I carefully returned his phone to the spot and locked it. I went to bed and pretended I had a headache. He came to bed. I kept my distance. The next morning, he left early on a flight to a sunny destination. This was not unusual. His work takes him away frequently to the sunny south, sometimes 2 to 3 trips per month. I finally had time uninterrupted. As I combed through the pictures that I took, I saw restaurants, hiking trails, beaches, the interior of a beautiful condo. And in every single one, they were together, hugging, smiling, happy lovers. But there's one thing in common. All the pictures appear to be in the sunny south where work takes him. Then, the photo that shattered me. Him, on one knee, offering a ring to her. The caption, "The best day of my life. I've never loved another like you." With a heart emoji. Her reply, "Can't wait to be your wife." I was devastated. I was confused. They were engaged. And based on the photo timestamps, they've been engaged for 3 months. 3 whole months. How could this be? Was this a prank? Had he purposely left his phone out and faked diarrhea? Or was this life paying him his just reward while opening my eyes to see who he really was? I wanted answers. All week, I didn't take his calls, nor did I respond to texts. I was mad as hell. Hell hath no fury like me that week. Instead, I waited. Days. I wanted to confront him, in person. During those days, the intellectual in me kicked in. I didn't care about my sexy body. The strategist in me came alive. I'm not just a pretty body. I have brains, I murmured to myself as I got ready to gather the receipts for the confrontation. Why not do what I do best in my consulting job for my sadly confusing life? I thought. So, I got busy. I printed every message, 2 copies, stapled in date order, each set placed in a large brown envelope. Our full names printed on the front, sealed, waiting for his return. While waiting, I visited Mom and Dad and gave them a 3rd copy of my printed exhibit. I didn't even explain anything. They looked through the pictures and formed the logical conclusion. I told them that they should have coffee close to my place at about 8 in the evening on Friday. I will confront him, and I may need their emotional support if needs be, I told them. On the Friday when he returned from his southern trip, I ordered delivery of his beloved jerk chicken from his favorite Jamaican restaurant. It was sealed just the way they delivered it. I didn't want to tip him off by doing something unusual. Moreover, I wanted his belly to be contented because what I was about to unleash on him, if he was in the wrong, would be worse than his diarrhea of the belly he had almost a week earlier. He arrived. I faked the hug. Now I know how he must have felt all this time when he hugged me, knowing that he was not fully into it. He ate. I left towards the bedroom, trying to figure out when he'd be done. I texted Mom and Dad and gave them an update. They were to drive to the corner of my street and park out of sight. As soon as the TV came on, I headed to him with the 2 sealed envelopes in hand. Nervousness hit me. I shrugged it off and assumed I was walking into a boardroom. This helped. "Please turn off the TV," I asked. He complied. I have these for both of us, I said, while handing him one of the envelopes. What's this? He asked. It's some paperwork that was dropped off for both of us, I said, while staring at him. I ripped mine open, and so did he. His jaw dropped at the sight of page 1, the first picture that I saw on his phone almost a week earlier. He looked surprised, confused, angry. The room was quiet, and I was in no haste to pollute it with my voice. I had learned in years of negotiations that there comes a time when the next person who speaks in tense situations loses. And this evening I was not going to lose. I am sorry. He attempted to say in hushed tones. He was obviously a broken man, a shadow of the man with the swagger. His demeanor gave me more courage to ask with a business-like voice. And who is she? She's a flight attendant. I first saw her on my flight down south. That's where I met her. Did you get down on one knee while I was still sharing your bed? I asked with bitterness in my voice. He looked up at me, shocked, because he was still sitting and I remained standing. How would you know that? He asked. That question sealed my choice. I was taking the right fork, not the wrong one. I sent the previously prepared text to Mom and Dad, alerting them that now's the time to ring the doorbell. He continued to say he never meant to hurt me. He rambled on about how this happened when we were going through a rough patch, how he wasn't thinking clearly, and on he went. He was oblivious to the ringing doorbell. I opened the door, and Mom and Dad came inside to hear him saying he never meant to hurt me. Dad blurted out, I didn't walk her down the aisle to you so that you would find another woman while you're still with her. Where are your things, Orlene? I grabbed my previously packed travel bags and headed towards the door with my parents. Can't we talk this through? He shouted. Too late, I said. Dad added, save it for your lawyer. The next day, I felt sorry for his fiancée Joy, so armed with the information from him and my package of pictures, I became an internet sleuth and found her. I called her up. I was very polite with her. I told her that the man to whom she's engaged is a married man who was living with me, his wife. I left him last night, I said. I sent her a photo of our wedding. She wept. Between sobs, she voiced in disbelief. We were together this week. How could he do this? I trusted him so much. Thank you for telling me the truth. She asked how I found out, and we had a woman-to-woman talk. 2 days later, she called to say they broke up. Our divorce was finalized in 18 months. It took another 20 months to heal. I cried less with time and smiled more, even if just a little at first. Today, my life is quiet. No grand gestures, just genuine love. I didn't just survive betrayal. I found clarity, calm, and the kind of love that speaks softly but stays.